done a story time on my channel, and I had something happen to me yesterday that it's just too good not to share, and by good I mean really awful. So let's just get right into the story. So I had a doctor's appointment, a lady doctor, let's just call it a doctor, okay, at 11:30 a.m. So I left my house at around 10:45 because I wanted to get enough time, to have enough time to park and find the building. It was the first time I was going to this doctor. So I input the address in my GPS, and my GPS starts taking me the opposite direction from what I thought it would be. See, the way my city works is like it's on a grid, and you go north. As you go north, the numbers go up. As you go north, the numbers go down and they get smaller, and as you go south, the numbers get bigger. So I knew sort of the location of where it was, I just didn't know exactly where it was. That's why I wanted to use a GPS, just to make sure that I got there like perfectly. And so my GPS it was taking me the opposite direction, and I was like, okay, well, the GPS is never wrong, let me just follow it because, you know, whatever. It ends up taking me to a townhouse complex, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure my gynecologist is not in a townhouse complex, so let me call them. So I called them, and they're like, oh yeah, we're located across whatever mall, this mall. And I'm like, oh my god, that is the opposite direction, I knew it. And so I started I used a different GPS system on my phone, and it took me to the correct place. And I'm like, really? So I get to the building. It's a giant building in front of like a really big mall. There's a lot of traffic, there's construction, whatever. I ended up finding it. I'm turning into the parking garage, and I have to get a ticket because you have to pay for parking, which was stupid, but whatever. So I press the button and I get a ticket, and as I'm pressing the button, a car slams into me. Yep, I got rear-ended in the parking garage. It was great. And I was like, what do I do? Because I'm like in the entrance, there's only one entrance, there's only one lane to go up the ramp to go into the parking garage. And I'm like, I literally go like this to the guy, and he was like, move forward, we'll talk later, I guess. And so I pulled the ticket, I moved up to when we were like on even surface, so I wasn't like on a ramp, and there was nobody behind us. I pulled over to the side, and he followed me there. He was like, I'm so sorry. And he was like in a suit, like he looked like he worked in the building. And I'm like, whatever, dude. So I look at my car, and there's like only like a little scratch. I open the trunk, because that's my biggest fear when I get rear-ended, that my trunk isn't gonna open, because it's happened to me before where I get rear-ended and I can't open my trunk. Ridiculous. So I open the trunk, and it opens fine. I look, and I see like just a little scratch on the bumper, and it was over a bumper sticker that I really love, but whatever. So it wasn't like a huge deal, and I was like, okay, whatever, all I see is a scratch, just bye, whatever, peace out. So I kept driving, and so I had a hard time finding parking. That was the next thing, and I finally found parking, and I'm on like the 6th floor of the parking garage, and I don't like elevators, so I go down the stairs, which was fine. Like 6 flights is not that bad. Especially in parking garages, I just don't take elevators in parking garages. I like really don't. I don't know. So I find my way out through the stairs, and it leads me into the street instead of into the building, which I guess if I took the elevators, it would lead me sort of like closer to the like inside the building. I don't know. I find my way out, and then I have to walk around to go find my way into the lobby of the building. So I find my way into the lobby of the building, and it's super fancy. There's like a receptionist and everything. And I looked through the directory. Since this was my first time at the doctor, I didn't know exactly what floor she was located in. So I looked through the directory, and I see the suite number was like 1704 or something like that, 1706. And I'm like, okay, does that mean first floor 706? I don't know, like I didn't, or does it mean 17th floor? I just wasn't sure. So I went to ask the receptionist, because I'm assuming he was there for a reason. So I was like, where is this doctor located? And he was like, 17th floor, take the elevators and make sure it says that it takes you from level 4 to level 17. There were like 8 elevators, I swear. And each one took you to a different floor, like different options. So like you couldn't take any elevator to get to like the 17th floor. And I was like, okay. I'll just wait for somebody to go up with me to the elevator. I get to the elevators and one of them was open with a caution little pole thing that they put there, like it was broken. I'm like, okay, I am not doing this. I literally can't go on elevators unless someone's with me, so I was gonna wait for somebody to go with me, but I just had like this really bad feeling like something was gonna happen. Like, I don't know. I've been stuck on elevators before. Both times they weren't bad. The first time it was at the hospital, and I literally pulled a Hulk and I pried the doors open because I was not getting stuck on that elevator that day. The second time it was that nobody pressed the button, so like we weren't moving. It's not like we were really stuck, but like I freaked out. Like there's just a moment of panic when you feel the elevator not going. So because I saw the caution thing over one elevator, I was like, I am not doing this. 17 flights of stairs isn't so bad, right? Let me just start climbing those stairs. So I did. I took like 3 breaks on the way because I could not go up the stairs like straight, 17 straight flights. The first like 10 flights, I was like, okay, whatever, this is my exercise for the day. As I kept going though, I thought I was gonna pass out. I didn't bring a water bottle. I was sweating like a pig. It was so bad. So I finally made it up and I found my doctor's office. At this point, I was 15 minutes late already. It was 11:45. And I get there and the receptionist is like, oh, so you were the one that got lost, right? And I'm like, yeah, I got lost, I got rear-ended. I didn't even want to get into the fact that I just climbed 17 flights of stairs because I really didn't want them to laugh at me. So I didn't even say that. And the receptionist was like, oh my god, you must be having a really bad day. And I'm like, it's all uphill from here. I was trying to stay positive, you know, because like whatever. I'm not gonna like dwell on the past. Like it's all over, nothing bad. I didn't die, I'm not severely injured. So whatever. And she was like, all right, that's a good positive outlook. And so I waited to be seen. And the nurse calls me in and she takes my blood pressure. My blood pressure was really high and I was like, I wonder why. So she asked me if my blood pressure was normally that high and I was like, no, it's actually normally pretty low. So she was like, okay, why is it so high then? And then I was like, well, I just decided to tell her. I was like, well, it must be because I climbed up 17 flights of stairs, because you know that would kind of raise my blood pressure. And she started laughing at me and I'm like, I have an irrational fear of elevators. And she was like, oh no, there's no such thing as an irrational fear, whatever. And I'm like, I thought about it and I'm like, that's true, there is no such thing as an irrational fear. Everyone's afraid of something for a reason. The doctor comes in and she's like, so your blood pressure was a little high. They're still like dwelling on the blood pressure. I'm like, yeah, because 17 flights of stairs. And she was like, well, I can't give you the medication I want to give you if your blood pressure is that high. And I'm like, seriously? Don't tell me I just wasted my time coming here. Said that she wanted to see me in a week and that to take the elevator next time I came. And so I was like, no matter what I do, regardless, if I go on the elevator, if I climb up the stairs, it doesn't matter, my blood pressure is gonna be high. I'm anxious when I go on elevators. When I'm anxious, like my blood pressure is gonna rise. If I go up the stairs again, my blood pressure is still gonna be high. Like, there's no winning here. When I go next week, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Like, it's still gonna be high. My blood pressure is normally not high. Like, why can't they just take my word for it? So whatever, I guess we'll see how that goes next week, but it was just not a good day at all. So after I finished with the doctor, I decided to go to the mall that was across the street. I treated myself to some Sephora stuff and to some Chick-fil-A because I never get Chick-fil-A. And then I literally chilled for the rest of the day because I couldn't do anything else. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna hole up at home and never leave. And then I was like, tomorrow, I swear I'm not leaving my house at all because I'm just not gonna like chance life. Like, the ending of my day was amazing because we had like a little happy hour. We had a really great dinner and dessert. That was my day. That was my story time. I hope it was entertaining. I hope you laughed. I hope you cried with me. So I really hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.